show is a paid program.
Hey family, I am so excited. I'm a fan of this. I'm a fan of internet pianists, and when I just I'm of the of truly deserves it. Hello, my doing.
Hey Cam, how you doing?
I'm telling you, I'm a fan. That I go to a show that's here, music resonates with me. How
Well, I have to go all the way back. Music was always in my mom was a pianist, and she asked my older brother taking piano lessons, and I watched lessons, and oh, that looks like big too. She wouldn't let me to make sure that I was sincere with it as my brother. Trio, myself and a bass player and a drummer. The drummer was the leader of the group, and we would play. Excuse me. We would play maybe weekends, and I had a repertoire of 7 songs, and after that, I could play the blues all night. So that for a while, and it kind of used to being comfortable in front of audiences. It's a very important. I'm trying to pass that along to my piano students. You have to develop the stage a comfort zone for you, and let the audience realize that I'm up here, I'm relaxed, I'm entertaining you, and I ain't scared. So, as a teenager, that was easier said than done, but it gradually caught on.
Well, let's do
And
this.
by the time I was 18, 19, I was doing gigs all over the place.
Well, everybody wants to see you in action, and we have a video.
Well, Minneapolis, and it wasn't a music center nationally. Came later on when Prince, Jam and Lewis, and when it became a national.
Mm-hmm.
But at that time, it wasn't. So I needed to leave there where the action was. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, New York, LA, New York, LA. I need some warm weather, LA. So I decided to go to LA. I talked it over with my wife at the time, my late wife, Dolores. I can either go and get it or and send for you. It's all go together. So she said, I had no prospect of work. Now you talk about somebody stepping away.
Yes.
I had no prospect of a gig, but I have a connection. One of my ministries was the drummer in the family. Called him and told him I was in town. He said, "Man, I've been talking to Sly about you forever." And so he ended up getting with Sly for me. I came in and I played the B3 organ for 3 or 4 minutes. And he stopped me and said, "Man, you want to go on the road?" I said, "Heck yeah, I just got to town and ain't got no work." Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Later, I was on the road in the Family Stone, arenas, theaters, a couple of TV shows. So that gave my story of stepping out on wings because I could help other people, especially people I'm mentoring.
Mm-hmm.
Time you got to just make that move and know that if you feel good about what you're doing, the universe will bring it to you.
I'm
So
glad.
that's what I did.
I'm glad you mentioned that. As we were talking before, so many people have asked over the years with me about. Make sure you ask each artist, what did they do? What would they say to somebody that's local and wants to go mainstream?
Mm. The thing you have to first of all be heard.
Mm.
Preparation consists of learning the instrument as thoroughly as you can. You know, learn how to read the charts and the music notes. If you're a singer, take your voice coaching and instrument up. And once you get that kind of preparation, it travels very well. You can go to whatever city you want to if you feel that confident. But the other side, of course, is the business side of
Mm-hmm.
music.
Mm-hmm.
All the uh, we're, we're not lawyers. We need somebody to read the fine print and make sure we're getting a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot tougher now to get into the music business because we have so much going on now. The record companies aren't what they used to be when COVID, where the venues aren't there to play at. So if I were given current advice, I would tell a person get another job. But there's so much more I was coming.
Mm-hmm.
And but if somebody has that fire, I got great songs, I can sing good, I'm gonna go for it because we do have the end. And
Mm-hmm.
there are people who come Instagram to stars
Mm-hmm.
without a record company being involved. So there's no outlets days. It's just different now than what it was when I started out.
Telling you, I'm glad you mentioned that, so that about the internet and about the business part of it, because many people lose out on the business. They are very well prepared musically, but they don't have representation that's really needed. They don't. They feel like, okay, if somebody gives me this money, then that's all I need. But they never think about their royalties or the other things that they're publishing. They never think of anything else or know about anything else. They don't have the knowledge.
Well, and that depends a lot on who you associate yourself with coming into the business.
Mm-hmm.
In retrospect, I look at myself as being extremely fortunate because aside from hooking with Sly and the Family Stone, I met a gentleman who was from Houston named Wayne Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
And Wayne Henderson was founder of, and he took me under his wing, turned me on to a lot of recording sessions when I was in LA. And the main thing that I felt for me was to sound and say, Bob, you have original songs, so please set up your own publishing company. Because as a writer, as a songwriter, if you have your own publishing company and it's not split with any other entity, you get paid when your song is played on the radio. You associate yourself with one of the music collection facilities, BMI or ASCAP, to the people that collect when your song gets played. So this part of the business is extremely important because as you go along, you're song portfolio gets larger and larger, and the extreme of that is of people like Prince, Stevie Wonder, have hundreds and hundreds of songs, uh, and many of them have been recorded and played on radio. So you can only imagine what their royalty checks must look like. Um, but as an aspiring jazz musician, you know, I had to start small and work my way up, and now my catalog is still intact, and it's allowing me to actually survive this whole team, and not what the next gig is going to be, because the royalties keep me afloat.
I'm said that, and I'm glad you spoke about that part because so many don't understand that. I've had a lot to say because of the royalties. Uh, that's how I'm surviving COVID. No, nobody would be like this aspect. I mean,
No, we didn't.
immediately in March, those tours just shut. You know, Live
Yes,
Nation shut down. I mean, just everywhere shut down.
absolutely. And we have to generate whatever we can do.
Hmm.
You know, part of what I do is teaching. So I've got piano students that come in. Um, started the podcast thing yet, where you play concerts in room, donate, you know,
Yeah,
funds, Cash App or
yeah.
whatever.
Hmm.
I haven't started that yet, but I'm definitely thinking about it, because you know, sometimes I'll just put a song on my Facebook page, just because I want people to hear that song, but
Hmm.
where you can actually set yourself up to do like little mini concerts,
Right.
and people will, your fans will help you. They'll support that. So I get to that.
Well, a lot of people want that. They've been asking me, and I'm glad you brought it up. They've been wanting wanting to see you do that because they are wanting to hear the music, and they will give. They really are. They want to. They know that you're, and you have so much work that I mean, it resonates with each and every person, each fan. You know, where is a come from?
I I never really hung up with normally just write that I'm feeling at that.
Mm-hmm.
So my albums going all through the years, I think I've done maybe 15, 16 of them. They're basically a snapshot where I was at musically and mentally at that particular place in time. And that's probably another reason that I haven't really got into online concert thing, is because I am so focused on finishing my new album
Yes.
that all my energies are going into that.
Yeah.
And I have sent the masters to Minneapolis, back to my hometown. I have a couple of guys there who are great at mixing and mastering. So all my fans who have been patient with me, the music is being prepared as we speak.
That sounds great. I tell you, they said, Cam, we want the music. But yes, I truly understand that. And also the fact that you do give back. I was looking at interviews that, and the about it, the students you were around the students in Minneapolis at, I think it was either North High School, I think, like that.
Yes, it was in the north part of Minneapolis at
Yeah.
the school, which is the same part of town I was in when I met Prince as a
Mm-hmm.
teenager.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether it was Morris Day or where they were, but the whole was down the basement of somebody's house in North Minneapolis. My good friend Dan Poche, so he used to be a DJ there,
Mm-hmm.
and he kept bugging me about coming to see this little teenage garage, getting ready to LA. I don't have time, but he about it so much that finally him just he took me over to this down the basement and Morris and all of them down there rehearsing.
Mm.
And I said, man, these are really good. He said, that's what I've been telling you. So I have encouraging words for them. I did tell them I thought they would really make some waves in the because they were playing their own original songs. Mm. Usually kids at that age, they're doing cover tunes, you know. Mm. These kids were writing their songs and they sounded great. It was maybe, let's see, two album came out and he was still 18, 19. So the moral of that is whatever you undertake, you got to stick to it. You got to be relentless. You can't get discouraged by rejection. You probably be actors than musicians, but rejection is always somewhere lurking. And you can't let that throw you off of your game, off your course, your plan. You know, plan for yourself. And
Absolutely.
if anybody in history ever had, and it was Prince Nelson, he had a plan and he stuck to it, and his history, God rest his soul.
Yes. Let's do this. Let's take a
We'll to the after these messages.
Wrong Cadillac to your door dealer delivers office like the new 20 luxury collection, only $299 a month. The new 2020 $399 a month, or the first ever 2020 XT6 collection, just $499 a month. All for 39 months lease with just $1. Choose 0% APR plus $2,000 bonus payments. Visit Ron Carter Cadillac.
I'm attorney Willie Powles. Allow me to express myself with you. If you've been hurt or injured in a truck accident, give me a call and we'll today.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to
Have you been injured in an 18 accident? Texting the back of you? It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call. Attorney Willie, fix it today. The number is 281-881-2457. Again, that number is 281-82457. We'll fix it today. Call attorney Willie Powles.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, we're back with Bobby Lyle. Bobby, you were talking about the fact that Prince and how he got started and how you met him. Prince as well as Morris Day.
Yes, I just want to follow up that with just a few years ago to North High School. Minneapolis
Mm-hmm.
to a seminar for, and we had kids who were, and kind of divided up my presentation with the history of jazz. Young people don't know way back in the day who paved the way for us,
Uh-huh.
and then I gave them samples from that history all the way from Louis Armstrong all the way to present.
Mm-hmm.
Then I gave them a little bit of music theory, not a, and then at the end I allowed them questions. We had a, and after that they were able to come up and have a jam with me,
Mm-hmm.
and I think thrilled about it as they were, because there was some good spontaneous music going down.
Right.
And so apparently this was by someone from WCO television.
Mm-hmm. And what
And
yeah.
he interviewed some of the afterwards, and I was happy to hear that some were so inspired. You know, it's like they career in music based on that inspiration, and that's part of what I do. You know, that's my way of moving it forward. I can't be selfish with that. I was given this gift for a purpose, and so part of my fulfilling.
Listening to that video, and family, I'll tell you just a bit about what on it. The people were so in by just being with Bobby, felt the music. They each were saying, in just retrospect, each of them be only they were doing as a high band, but as a career, and they wanted to see more. They wanted to do more, and they didn't want to let you down. That was very interesting. One of them said they didn't want to let the Lyles down. Wow, just a little bit of time, just the respect of that.
That makes me feel great, because I, from acting young people to going to play somewhere, because
Mm,
I can see that, I can look in there, see their excitement,
mm,
and it kind of takes me when I was their age. I was so excited about to be a musician, and
right.
it makes me feel so to be a part of that, and to know that these kids are going to the instrument
Mm-hmm.
and really try to master that before even to go out to be a professional musician. At time, there's no shortcut. I wish there was, tell them, but there isn't. So I make amount of time that they practice. In fact, I had them fill out a practice, and so I can see. And if I thought it was short, I'm like, no, we got to do better. This looks like the time for you to warm up, not practice. So, but I approach it because I know the only way that they're gonna get the message, whatever you're thinking of doing out here, entertainer or a musician, there are thousands of people,
Mhm.
same idea.
Mhm.
You're gonna compete with that unless you make yourself extremely prepared. You
Absolutely.
can't.
Couldn't go down the roster. To be honest, of everyone you have played with, collaborated with, been with, Al Jarreau and Ronnie Law really just stuck out.
Well, my time was actually about my relationship with Anderson, who I mentioned earlier. Wayne, Ronnie's record producer, and in fact, one of the first I really got out there was on Night Breeze. When Wayne was putting the album together, they were one song short, and he asked me if I had any songs. I said, "Yeah, I got this song called Breeze." So Ronnie ended up before the album. You know, I did it, got it out there, and so that whole relationship helped me to spur into my first radio with Lyle. And we were in a studio, Total Experience, and Capitol Records right across the studio.
Mm-hmm.
When we finished my demo, Wayne just literally had across the street. Arnold was the head of time. He gave it to Larkin, loved it, me, and uh,
Bro, God.
now Road, let's see, that earlier in the 80s, Records ended up, you know, kicking out the jazz department. I guess they thought we weren't enough money for them.
Uh-huh.
They had all these pop and rock acts that were. So it kind of put a lot of us, we were kind of adrift, you know. Nancy Wilson was there, Caldera, Eddie Henry, the trumpet player. We all suddenly were without a record company. So what did I do? I looked at the landscape and said, you know what? I can do my musical thing now.
Mm-hmm.
I put a few. I think the first tour that I did was with George Benson, and I did a tour with Bette Midler, and that kind of went on for a while. And then the Al Jarreau situation came up. Did that for about 2.5 years, and did the Anita Baker situation, and I did tour with Phyllis Hyman, MD. Then my next record came at Atlantic, Atlantic Jazz. Sylvia Rohn, bless her heart, she signed me over there and was able to do 7 albums with them.
Wow.
And yeah, there's quite a history to labels. I did a couple for Three Keys out of DC, and I did one for Heads Up. And after that, because of the situation in the record industry, I just started my own hookup, and I did on my own label. And it was a tribute. It was a 3 to Jimmy Smith. Get all the B3 organ. I had never recorded an all B3.
Wow.
That was called The Way I Feel. If you want to look it up on Amazon or YouTube or what's out there. The one on currently the first one since that. Been a big gap in there, but I've been busy. Busy in the gap.
You have. But the fact that you transitioned as a musical director.
Well, that's an interesting job. You have to be around it because if you look at my resume, all these people had different styles, different types of music, and you have to be versatile and it's prepare the band in a way so that when the artist comes, they feel at ease, and all they got to do is get up there and sing or whatever they do. So there's a lot of responsibility, and but it was a challenge for me because I had always been used to being the lead guy, the lead artist.
Right.
So you're a musical director, you're basically subjugating to the person that you're working with, and your energies are to making that person sound as good as you possibly can. And you're an accompanist rather than a leader. So that skill that I welcomed, and for the course of those that I did that, I think I got a pretty good handle on company. Then after the next came along, I had to reset and become an artist again.
I like that in what you're saying, but now COVID has hit the world.
Yes.
And it's shut down completely the world. Many times, you've got your clubs are closed. A lot of the venues are closed. About people, we had talked about the business already of what people do, but the other part of that, what do you see going forward as of now? We really don't know, but what are your thoughts?
Well, what I see going forward, first of all, is a new administration that won't deny that COVID is all over us, and will have a concrete plan to deal with it and eradicate it with it. It will mandates to cover your face, and I'm so looking forward to that. Thank you, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I'm not through counting votes yet, but believe me, the artist and entertainer is looking hard at that, at the light at the end of the because there is no help, and then it's going to be turning a page to have some people who care about the health of all of us.
Yeah.
See, when people get there and talk about, we need to open up the country, we need to open up the country, that's putting the horse before the cart. There can be no opening up until the virus is eradicated. And if you open up with the virus still around, you're going to have to shut down anyway, because so many people will get sick, going to bars, going to clubs, going to their favorite gym. So this thing will be done in the proper sequence. And I believe the new administration will take care of that. We, the entertainers and artists, will down the line be the beneficiaries. Now we will see this in venues and theaters, jazz festivals, and we'll see them open up because it'll be safe to.
Right.
In the government, it is not.
Wow.
So that's why we're home. We're going to do it from our living rooms to go out and play for folks. We miss it just as you fans do, really do. But one of those periods that together, and we have leaders through it, and all meet up on the other side of it. I'm very optimistic about that. Next year, sometime.
I am too. Let's take a break. We'll be back with Lyle.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
Our Cadillac, Houston's only Cadillac door dealer, delivers test drive home or office, like the new 2020 XT4 Luxury Collection, only $299 a month. The new 2020 XT5 Premium Luxury Collection, $399. Or the first ever 2020 XT6 Premium Luxury Collection, just $499 a month. 39 months lease with just $1 down, or purchase APR for 60 months plus 2 bonus cash with no payments until 2021. Visit roncarter.com.
I'm attorney Willie Powles. Allow me to express myself with you. If you've been hurt or in a truck accident, give me a call and we'll get it today.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service, striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to Houston.
Been injured in a accident, truck accident, car accident, texting and ran into the back of you, not paying attention. It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call. Attorney Willie Powell. We'll fix it today. The number is 881-2457. Again, that number is 881-88457. We'll fix it. Call Attorney Willie Powell.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, we are back with Bobby Lyle. I am telling you, I'm having a great time, my friend. We have been talking about music. A lot of people have been just chiming in. They're excited and they are thanking for giving inspiration and the because many of them are just on the sideline because they don't know 40 million people unemployed. It's sad.
It's shameful.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be as bad as it got to be. It didn't have to be that way.
Yeah. They have this dream, many of them, just like, as you were a young person, music, and you were thinking, what should I do? Of course, going to work all this time, had to work. But at this point, have time. What would you say to them?
Well, I would make the best use of the time. Mm-hmm. I mean, just using my example, I have been doing a lot of practicing and writing new material. I dragged my classical books out. I've been playing classical again and making use because it's a shame to waste it. So I just feel that whatever you do while you're sequestering your house, it's just going to make when you come back out and present to people, they will notice your growth if you have been. Mm-hmm. See, it takes a lot of discipline to be an artist. Sometimes, like days when I want to go out, that's beautiful. I want to go out. Keep myself sharp, The greatest pool players of all. My home, I don't know, but he practiced all the time, mm-hmm. And people said, "You even need to practice," mm-hmm. And he's like, "Hey, there's always younger and more ambitious and down your neck." Yeah, you better stay sharp. And that means
Absolutely.
practice, discipline to do that.
I'm so glad you brought the discipline part. Many times, you know, call you the party. Come on and come to the party and say to you, hey, I can't because I've got to work. I've got things to do. Right about the practice. You're right about, staying sharp in your craft and making sure that you're on it.
Absolutely. And people think that some people
Mm-hmm.
that music is not like 9 to 5 job, exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're diligent about it and you're serious about it because you will put hours in. And when you're recording and working on a project, it's even more intense.
Mm-hmm.
I've done 15, 16 hours days working on some of my albums in the past and just getting minimal amount of sleep, drinking a lot of coffee. So if someone says that music isn't a full-time job, they don't know anything about it.
Absolutely. You have deadlines. You have deadlines you have to meet.
Yes, exactly. That's a part of it.
Yeah.
And if you don't have lines either from a record company or self-imposed ones
Mm-hmm.
become wearing off,
Right.
then things just float and just kind of keep floating, So you gotta set it because you miss your deadline at least because your circumstance wouldn't let you get there, but at least you were working towards it, sitting there in your teeth. So
Yeah.
I look at that and I see a lot of great young artists up, and I know I can just pick out the one that probably have that discipline because there's going on people who are like in their teens, early 20s
Mm.
that are so accomplished on their instrument. And part of it is having a gift or whatever they say, she, uh, but to whom much, much is so
Yes.
you become a steward of this talent. It's a stewardship where you have to develop it and put the time into highest level, and that's the thing that you try to impart to the younger people in especially the ones that are truly gifted. Okay, you have this gift, you
Mm-hmm.
know. I can use Kobe Bryant as an example.
Right.
He was born with a gift to play basketball, but nobody or prepared harder and longer than Kobe Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
And so those who said he was difficult to be around or to play with is because he expects that from everybody that's around him.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw him for example that to young people because
Right.
his life work and just the fact that he could make that pivot from being a basketball star to writing children's books and making movies and just knowing that if you have a plan that goes beyond the life expectancy of your original plan, then it's going to make it all the that path. And we just hate to he's no longer here to inspire young people.
Mm-hmm.
His documentaries, and he all and great role model.
Mm-hmm.
And that's entertainment aspire to be. We can make understand that yes, I'm at this point in my life and my career, but it didn't just happen overnight. There
Right.
was a lot blood, sweat, and tears to this point. A lot of hours of practice that nobody ever sees when you stage and make it look easy. See those marathon practice sessions with the
Right.
broken nails and the blood coming out of the ends of the fingers. So
Yeah. It all of the years just to get here. Uh-huh.
yeah, I mean, they don't need to see that. They need to see what they see, which is giving them a good performance.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're curious, I am more than happy to let them know what.
I'm telling you, people are wanting to know how to buy.
At the present time, uh, my product is going through CD Baby
Okay.
and Amazon has it. My new product, I'm website done,
Hmm.
and there will be a way to make purchases directly from the website. I have some people in Minneapolis that are working on that as we speak. Hopefully, by the product comes along, all of that will be in place, and it will for an easy purchase of the product. I guess I should say a few words about the new
Yes.
project. I have so many wonderful friends of mine that have participated in the recording of it.
Yeah.
The album is called.
Oh.
First single is going to be called In the Flow. The album is going to be called Ivory Flow. Now, a lot of people remember me having a project called Ivory Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So this may be everything coming full cycle. Reunion of a lot of the friends and artists that have played on my projects in past years. I've brought as many of them together on this new project as I could.
Okay.
And we're talking about Gerald Albright,
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Miller, Kirk Whalum, Najee. I know I'm forgetting people. There's so many. Stanley Clark. And I'm introducing a singer from Dallas who may be known to some people, but this is going to her grand party, and this young lady's name is Tashiana Mayfield.
Whoa. Yeah.
Remember that name because she's going to be a star.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she's appearing on 3 of the songs on my album. The one that she's prominently featured on is a Duke Ellington tune called In a Sentimental Mood.
Mm.
Young lady who's only in her early 30s, 31, 32. She's got her master's degree from Texas State. And her mom drove down here to Houston for her to record music with me. This lady knocks off.
Wow.
I had seen her in a club like 3 years ago, and I remember from then.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what prompted me when I said, I need a vocal on this number.
Mm-hmm.
I had to look her up and get her to participate. And I am so blessed and happy that to do this. Because it was right at the time she was in her final for her master's. And she actually permission from instructors to be a little bit late with her package. I knew she was coming here to record me.
Wow.
And so why I feel this project is just blessed, because things just happen to come together. And on that she sang Ellington tune, I got a great trumpet from And so when people hear this music, they're gonna know that something special was really at the time of its inception. I'm really excited about it. Ivory Flow, remember it?
Ivory Flow.
Flow.
That's it. I appreciate you, my friend, for everything. But ours, man.
Well, I want to thank you for the invite and forum that you present for not just me but us artists. You're doing. Keep up the good work, and thank you all of you who did. I will talk to you. Maybe I can get a copy of the show. No.
Yeah, well, it's going to be on there. It's live right now. Just remember the Black Music Awards this weekend on Sunday is virtual.
Oh,
It's